And we're back, Michael, again. We're doing it again. I cannot wait to see what we're going to get ourselves into today. We're going to be talking about AI, how it can be our personal assistant, but I want to think like a podcaster. I really want to get in the weeds, and I want to say, okay, if I'm going to communicate, how do I communicate efficiently and effectively to my database, my sphere of influence, my past clients, my current clients, my future clients, to random Joe and Jane out there? How do I get it out there? And so I want to change our thinking up. So, Michael,
wait,
itching to say something. No, I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to wait for you. I'll wait for anything.
Hi, Greg. Good morning.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
Better now.
Hello to our audience. I'm excited about this show. It has been an amazing morning. Greg got some new auto compensating lights. So every time he moves his head down, it gets dim.
Shut up.
I am excited. It does.
No.
It gets dim. There it goes. See?
And now I'm back. Hello.
And then it lights up. Hello, world. Okay. So we're going to talk like a podcaster or an influencer.
Or any word to it.
How about a realtor that's kicking butt using social media and AI to drive their business?
Okay, let's dive into that. Let's honestly have that conversation. Let's go. You bring up two, and I bring up two. It doesn't have to be people, but just different styles of thinking like a podcaster. What's the first thing that you see people do? Actually, let me rephrase. Let's go over two things each that we see people doing that we're like, please don't do that again. And then let's go over two things that we see people doing going like, please do that again. So what would be the number one thing that you're seeing that's not thinking like a podcaster that agents are doing that's not getting them visibility on social media?
They are hiding from the camera. I think that people that are afraid to get in front of the camera or even behind the camera using their own voice are seeing less success than those people that are driving in 100% and being the voice and the image behind what they're doing. And Greg, I know we're going to talk today about not being on camera for those people that don't want to, but I am going to stress that in a lot of cases, you want to be that face because when you show up in real estate, it's different than any other business. If you're an influencer, they don't need to know what you look like. If you're a realtor, at some point in time, you're going to show up in front of your audience. And so I think that number one, and I also think, and I'm a photographer and on the side as well, I think y'all need to stop using your high school prom photos. The lights get dim.
I cough because Michael makes fun of me all the time, and I was waiting for him to do that because, yes, I am that agent. I've used a photo that's 25 years old, and I don't have a card near me to show you. But
we showed it in the last show.
Yes,
Anorexic Greg.
Yes, we did. Thank you, Michael, for that one. Okay.
Were your pronouns they, them back then?
My pronouns are shut up.
Hey, Craig, I'm okay with whatever pronouns you use.
Okay, moving forward on this conversation. All right, so what is your first thing? Just without insulting your co-host.
My first thing? That was my first thing.
Okay, that's your first thing. Here's mine. Stop posting on social media still photos of your listings.
Oh, absolutely.
Your flyers. Oh my God. I want to click away from you so fast, it would make your social media account hurt. Here's why. There's no personality. It's not relevant to me. There's nothing that makes me want to see that.
Well, Greg, can we also add to that? Don't be posting a video with background music where it's just a flyby that your photography company created to you and no audio content that goes with it.
Yeah. And you know, Michael, you bring up a great point on that. Why not? In today's day and age with AI, think like a podcaster. Bring in other voices and write a script. You know what? Go to AIRPM. I'll say that again. AIRPM. Go back and rewind that and listen to that again. It's a free plugin. You can plug it into your YouTube. You can plug it into chat and to everything. And it has different prompts written in there. And you can go get a different voice. You can get a script written for you. Get something written, and you can do faceless podcasts. And now, Michael, I know you're not a big fan of it. I want to touch base on something I found by accident this morning before this show, which is really interesting when it comes to that. So mine is posting your flyers. What's your second one you don't like? Sitting there.
Posting your flyers. Okay. The second one that I don't like, that's an interesting question. What I don't like the most is people getting up and just talking about themselves, not offering any value. People don't care that you're in the top, whatever percent you are in the market. They care what you can do for them.
Yep.
And I think all too often real estate agents get up and they just talk about how great they are. And that bugs me.
Yeah, it's annoying. It has no bearing on your life, no reference to your life, not reverence, wrong word. Reference to your life and your goals and your wants, your needs, your desires, so on and so forth. It's not the, the agent show. It's the me show, the buyer, the agent show. I want to have my needs catered to, not the other way around. Over time in conversations, they'll figure out how great you are. That's awesome. But in reality, do I care how amazing Michael is until what Michael's amazing at affects me in a positive way? Nope. And that's just human nature. Guys, that's just human nature. It doesn't make you a bad person. I mean, do you care about a car salesman down at the Ford dealership right now or Chevy dealership? If they have a brand new deal on a pickup? Nope, because you're not in the market, most likely, for that. But like Michael and I love to mess around with tech. If I see a different deal or something like on a new microphone or a new pop filter or stand or arm or, whatever, or lighting system, I'm all in because I'm like, this is so super cool. That's relevant. They're relevant to me. Yeah. So yeah, that's my little rant on that one. Be relevant. Get out there.
Yeah. So what do you like most, Greg? What's your...
I like authenticity and I like transparency. I like the person who's telling me a secret, telling me something that they know. So Michael is walking around his listing at 456 Maple in Anywhere USA. And he's talking about the house, but then he brings me in close. He's on his smartphone, right? And he brings me in close and he goes, guys, I got to tell you something. What you don't know about this house, and that's the catchphrase, what you don't know yet is blah. Check this out. Here's a walking trail. Shows me the walking trail, where, my kids can walk to their elementary, high school, cut through to a park, dog park in the area, a gate, in the backyard that leads out to a hiking area, something about the house. Get real. Show me something that's new and different that I can't read on a piece of paper. That's what I love. What about you, Michael?
Greg, I got an anecdote for you about your conversation and authenticity. And I have to be honest, I absolutely hated doing property tours. And somebody told me, look, you've got to start doing videos of homes and sending them to your clients and saying, hey, I thought you might be interested in this one, because they are going to then feel like they maybe owe you a little something.
That's a good play. I like that.
Like, you're giving them these videos and you're saying, wow, I did it. And I don't do mine this way, Greg. I do them like this so that it looks good on their big screen if they're at work or whatever.
Oh, my technical. Okay. And Michael does have a point, though. Michael, show them how to do it. And just explain that landscape versus vertical.
Landscape versus vertical. This is how we watch TV. This is how we don't.
Yep.
Boom, boom. Yes, it looks smaller this way on an iPhone, but people tend to look at stuff on their computer when they're really engaged. Now, I have also learned that my arm gets tired.
I'm not going near that.
So I do have a DJI gimbal.
What model is that one?
This is the 8.
I have the 3. That one's way cool. It's got a light built in on that.
It's got a light built in. It works with the DJI speakers. It's great. Everything about it I love. So there is that. I do use that to help stabilize my videos.
So stabilization is what you're saying that you like to see, like the stable cinematic kind of sweeping views.
I want it to be cinematic. I want it to look good. Now, here is what I have learned is regardless of what I like and don't, my clients like the videos
Mhm.
and they feel engaged. And I've learned really quickly, when you're doing this, you may be personalizing it for one specific person, but don't mention their name and don't mention their situation, because you can send it to other people.
Yep.
Now, what I found funny is that the first people that I did this for was some rocket scientists that I'm working for. They were traveling, and I just wanted to keep them engaged.
Michael, I told you not to bring up what I do for a living. Okay. This is a public forum.
Greg, you're a brain surgeon, not a rocket scientist. Okay. And interestingly enough, they're like, we love your videos. Just send them all, even if they're not for us, because I do have fun with it. I tell them the secrets.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't shy away from seeing myself in the mirror. I wave, I talk about it. My associate's there. She'll wave and talk, and we have fun doing it. It's a 5-6 minute video. I put it up on Google Drive. If you don't have Google Drive, you have something else, use something else, but it allows them to see it from anywhere. It takes care of all the translation. I can take it right from my iPhone, dump it into Google Drive, and away I go. Couple things I have learned about these videos. Timeliness is more important than making it attractive with titles and transitions and all of that. I just get it out there, and I'm like, this is important. I want you to see it, because this home is going to fly off the shelf. Okay.
Well, it's kind of like breaking news is what you're doing. You're a breaking news reporter on ground. I mean, it's not
Exactly.
like perfect lighting, perfect sound, or anything like that, but you're there. You're gritty. You're honest. No one else is reporting on this. You're there. You're the resource.
Yep. And I will do this, Greg, for homes that I don't necessarily have a buyer for, because sometimes you want to have something in your quiver. There is a property in San Jose right now, Santa Clara, right next to Santana Row.
Which, by the way, is a very nice shopping area. People don't know.
Yep. Literally right next to Santana Row, which is a high-end shopping center. And it is priced at $599,000.
Really?
It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath penthouse, 15-foot ceilings, view of some of Santa Clara. It's place is awesome.
I should have like at least a 1 in front of that number.
It should. But the agent is looking to attract a wider audience.
That's false advertising.
It is false advertising, and it's happening a lot down here now. And it's $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, in this case, $700,000 below where it would comp.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, because for me, as an example, I wouldn't even see this property for my client that's actually in the market for it, because it wouldn't show up in my search. And the people that would show up are thinking, oh, wow, I can get a place for $599,000, only to find out, no, not even a little bit.
So, Michael, radical thought here for you. You are like perfect for this. Go out there. You have, I would actually challenge you just to shoot raw onto an iPhone and then send it to a client. But what I want you to do is tell me why I shouldn't offer on this home. So I want you to be the polar opposite of the typical agent. Buy, it's perfect. Oh my God, you're gonna love it. The schools are great. The shopping's close. The freeway's right around the corner. You can get to work in a couple of minutes. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Blah, 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 blah. Verbal barf. Why don't you do this? Be like, look, guys, it looks really sexy on paper. You're not going to get it for that price. Here are the comps. Here's what's reality. Here's what the thought pattern is behind what the sellers potentially and what the agent potentially. In regards to this marketing trend, we're seeing this more and more as a common trend. They're marketing it, at least half to 3/4 below market to attract buyers. But then people find out they can't buy it. They get soured by the entire process. Then you guys scamper back off to where you came from, and you never want to buy or sell anything because you thought it was a horrible, experience. And that's what these agents are doing. So
so
nuts.
That's sort of exactly what I did, Greg. Is I went out there, I toured the property, did my little Osmo, blip, 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 blip. Then at the end, I opened up the new Osmo. It's got a tripod on the end and a little selfie stick. So I
Oh,
raised it up. I put it on the table right there at the
ooh,
thing. And I said, I've shown you this beautiful place. You're probably in love with it by now, but now we need to have the real discussion.
perfect.
And the real discussion is you can't have this property at that price. You
Well, you
probably
can, just not going to go.
close to that price.
Right.
And no, I don't think this is a good way to do business. I'm a transparent pricer, but I feel like, you need to know the reality of this. Can you make an offer? Sure. Are you spinning your wheels if your offer is 100,000 over asking or 200,000? You probably are. There's comps in the same building at $1,400,000. This unit happened to be one floor up from the exact same floor plan, one floor down, and it was $800,000 difference.
$800,000 on the upside.
Yeah.
Like they had to come up with another $800,000 on top of the 500 and change, correct?
The one downstairs was listed at 1.4
I'll get that.
versus 6.
How can you, okay, here's a question. You're in that marketplace. How can you legally mislead people to that staggering amount in regards to the fact that even if you sitting at the coffee table or the kitchen table or whatever, and you're like, yeah, let's mark it down $800,000 to our closest comp who is 1 story or 2 stories below us. They don't have the same views. They're like, yeah, we get a ton of buyers. But the buyers can't afford what you're selling. So what's the point of getting someone who can't afford? It's like someone who wants to buy a Honda, and Hondas are great,
Okay.
but going to the Lamborghini dealership. What the
Well,
are you talking about?
There's more.
There's more.
There's always more.
That's your tagline, by the way.
I had a conversation with the agent that was doing this, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, you know what? I have almost 20 people on my team, and I need buyers.
So you're using them as the guinea pig? You're hanging them out to dry and letting their property go stale because nobody can afford it? Are you effing kidding me?
So interestingly enough, Greg, the expectation is to get about 25 offers on that property. I think most of them will be well below what they will take, but that's the way it is right now. The market in the Bay Area is so tight, and there is so much crazy money out there that there's going to be people that come in at 800,000 all cash. There's going to be people that come in 3% down at 800,000. There's going to be people, everywhere in the middle, but somebody is going to come up and they're going to be like, oh, well, I comped it. It should be here. I'm going to knock 50 grand off, and they're probably going to get it.
We're talking about apples and oranges here. You're going to get potentially 25, he, it, they, them, to use pronouns in your life.
Yep.
Are going to get 25 potential offers. So that means you have to sort through 25 offers.
Yep.
Why don't you just get 1 Rockstar or 2 Rockstar qualified offers at the price that you really want to sell at? It makes life so much easier. Why go through the pain of 25? Michael, is it purely for just bragging rights or what?
Well, it could be bragging rights. It could also be that if you look at the property history, they had it on the market for about 3 months at where it should have been.
So then they dropped it by $800,000.
Yes.
Do you think this individual watches our show?
No.
Can I be honest?
Yeah, of course.
Without cussing. The freaking idiots.
Not going to deny it. Don't
and
like
ass
it.
hats for doing this because it just messes up our reputation in the industry. I hate that.
There are a lot of people. There are a lot of my clients that are very disappointed. Greg, I'm doing that leads from Zillow. I've got about 30 buyers that asked me about this property.
Did you send them all that video that you made?
I did send most of them the video.
What happened to the other few?
Not all of them.
Why not?
Because some of them wouldn't get it.
Like they won't receive the email?
No, they just wouldn't. Language barriers.
There's translation softwares out there. You can easily translate it.
Yeah, I'm good. They're good.
Okay, so that's Michael saying, you know what? Some folks are just not going to be the right client for every single property.
Yeah, the Zillow home loans, you get a lot of people that come in looking for
deals.
miracles.
Yeah, miracles, another good word.
You get a lot of people looking for manufactured homes.
Ugh.
Okay.
Ugh. On
Yeah.
that note, let's get back to podcasting
Yep.
and marketing and building our things that for your marketing things. So we talked about newsletters, which in your weekly, daily, twice a week newsletter, brief, whatever you want to call it, you could easily put stories like this in there that would go out to a mass population of people that are, they know you, they know your face, they know your
Yep.
phone number, they know your experience. Why not be more educational and have it pre-built for you? And I have a really cool secret, Michael. I found it by accident. You want to know what it is?
What?
Okay. Thanks for asking. The cool thing is I started a new show today with a good friend of mine, Janet. It's called Real Talk. And we have we're talking about kind of a little bit different real estate stuff, but similar. Here's the point of the story. She wrote me a breakdown of kind of what she wanted to have the show run like and title and, different bullet points. I took that, ran that through chat. And I said, look, I want you to think like a podcaster. Break it down for me in bullet points. Give me 3 pro, 3 con for every bullet point, talking points. Give me open-ended questions, have it flow. Give me about 30 minutes on air, thought pattern wise. So it broke it down in a half a nanosecond. I grabbed both of those and I flipped them over to Notebook LM. Again, I reiterated and I had to create a video and an audio. The audio one was actually better than the video one, which is super cool. Here's the cool part. So I said, think like because it had a female personality in the writing, Janet, and then Greg. So male, female, right? It then went out and created a full-blown audio. I think it was 19 or 20 minutes long based upon the content. And I will tell you, it does not sound like a computer. It sounds like 2 humans discussing the exact bullet points and their tonality, their intonation, their stutters, their stammers, almost cutting each other off. The way it flowed, I was like, holy crap. This is what people can do at a zero cost basis. Go get articles on something, push it out to your database once a week, create an audio file. Notebook LM does it for you. So I need you to think like a podcaster. My co-host, Jan and Greg, are discussing topic, subject, have chat build it out for you, flip it over to Notebook, create the audio version of that. And then now you don't have to get on camera. You can do little blurbs out to your database. And we're not talking like huge amounts of viewers on this, unless you want them, but create a YouTube channel for your area. Just plop them up on there with the right SEO and tags, which again, Notebook LM won't build for you, but chat will build that for you with the AI RPM plugin. And with that, it's done and done and done for you. So you're going to build a YouTube channel. You're going to market out to your database, your sphere of influence, your lead base, right? Talking about, a couple of 5 or 6 different topics, whatever you want to do. But you don't have to overthink it, and it's already done for you. It's all audio, and then you get a transcription of that. Now you can make that the body of the email. It's stupid simple, but you stay relevant. I mean, I would do it in a half a second, and I can't believe I tripped, fell, and stumbled onto this thing. I did not know they could do 2 voices on Notebook. I thought it was just 1 voice, but I never asked. So that's my problem for never asking, right, Michael?
Yep. 100%.
Yep. Not paying attention to you. Totally involved in
totally paying attention to you, dude. I'm trying to show you what you can do. See if we could demo this. Okay, so real quick, Greg, I do mine a little bit differently than you do yours. And I do think in some cases we need to sort of break away from the norm of doing video for everything, even though we're thinking like a podcaster. So what I normally do is I come into Claude. I have a skill, not that skill. Newsletter. So I have a newsletter in this case for Santa Clara County. I start my skill. It goes through the process of building this newsletter. And then Once it's done with the newsletter, I'm able to do two things with it. One is I do turn it into a video that I share with certain people, and I do send everybody the email announcing or presenting the newsletter. Now, this is not a real estate specific newsletter. This is a newsletter about Santa Clara, talks about activities, and you'll get to see that here. It's searching the web right now to find this. We're a little early in the week. It's designed around the weekend. We'll see how this works. It does provide mortgage information, but the skill itself, and you can build your own skills. The skill itself makes this very easy. Now, one of the things that you could do at the end of this skill, Greg, and I do it a little bit differently for a very specific reason that is for my business, but everybody else could say at the end of the skill, give me the newsletter in HTML, but also give me a video of this newsletter that I can send to other people.
That's perfect.
Right? You can add a voice, you can put all of that in there, and it will do it. I am using Claude Cowork. You could do this in Google LM as the alternative, and I am going to implore every single one of you to start looking at Claude and Claude skills. If you are paying for ChatGPT right now, you can break that relationship. Claude is the answer that you are looking for, and it's going to be what really takes your AI work to the next level. Now, there are some changes going on in the industry that are impacting every AI product, and I think Zillow is one of the first ones that's out there. As we used to be able to comb Zillow with AI, and now they are making you perform tasks like hold a button for a long time, which is hard for AI to understand. And when you hold the button for a long time, it then lets you proceed to the Zillow content. And that goal is to stop AI from parsing the data on Zillow and making it more difficult for people like me that want to put stuff out there. Now, there is a lot of thinking. I am in the prime hour. We're about 11 a.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. And the thinking process, I'm using Sonnet, which is one of their mid-tier tools, and it is taking a little while. So what ends up being produced here is an actual newsletter that you can send out. Access something is blocked. Okay, that's fine. We're going to keep going here. They're going to recalibrate the weekend dates. Today is Tuesday. So the coming weekend is actually Saturday, April 11th and April 12th. So it knows that. It's good. It knows the calendar, and it will go through and it will build it based on the weekend. I generally send out this newsletter on Friday, and I do actually have a second skill in automation that sends it to my audience. So you can link this into Google Mail. You can send it automatically. I am tweaking it quite often. So I generally run the newsletter skill prior to the send skill, but you can link them together. And when you get to the point where you are comfortable, you can schedule these things. And you can say, send this for me every week, and it's going to automate the process. Now, when we talk about podcasting, one thing that Greg and I both know and preach all the time is consistency. You've got to be on at the same time every week. You've got to be consistent about sending out content. You've got to deliver relevant information, and you have to show people how to accomplish a task. So part of what we do here is we preach that you need to be doing this over and over and over again and delivering results. Now, I am going to go in because Greg asked me to send. This is not coming up.
Well, I mean, what Michael and I were talking about off air when we were getting ready for the shows, where he's like, "Hey, I'll send you my newsletter." I'm like, "Okay, I'll send you the one I built as well." Again, different styles, different people, same result. You resonate with the people you're going to resonate with, and that's the cool part about it. So this is what Michael's looking like.
Okay, so mine is just Santa Clara County real estate weekend briefing. I do also do this for other counties. Comes outside, we talk about what's going on. In this case, it was Happy Easter. Get outside, it's going to be gorgeous. I give them 4 things that are worth their time this weekend. Okay, Sharks were playing Nashville. There's a Vegelution Easter egg hunt at Emma Prush Farms, where they raise chickens and they're doing, I think they did some fake eggs. There is a tour coming up from a music group, and then there's another Easter egg hunt. And then I put in a little bit of information way down at the bottom about mortgage rates and inventory. Okay. But what I'm providing at the top is value. Here's what you have to look at. Here are the things that are going on. I am also creating a system that makes building a video quite easy. And I think that when you look about this, if you know, as Greg and I often preach, what are you going to talk about? Okay. In this case, you're going to talk about the weather. Hey, guys, it's Easter. Here's what you can do this weekend. The weather is going to be absolutely beautiful. It's going to be sunny outside. You can expect 80s. The beach is going to be in the, the high 70s. It's perfect. While you are out there, go see the Sharks game. Go to the Easter egg hunt at Emma Presh Farms. If you've never been to Emma Presh Farms, they have completely remodeled the playground for your kiddos. And Greg, it is the funniest thing in the world because they have a slide that is built into the chicken. Okay. So you're with me. There's a slide built into the chicken. Okay. Don't even try to imagine it, because when you walk up the ladder, where do you think
I'm not going to say
the ladder goes in?
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
It does. The ladder goes into the back end
where the eggs come out.
Yeah, not eggs, Greg. Eggs come out somewhere different.
You know what I mean.
Well, maybe they don't, I guess, in chicken. But anyway, yeah, you go right up there and then you go down the slide. So you can talk about that. You can talk about the music group. You could talk about Willow Glen. And, hey, I was down in Willow Glen the other day. They're going to have an Easter egg hunt this weekend. They're not open on Sunday, but if you're going to go down there on Saturday, make sure you check out Bertolucci's Deli. Amazing deli. It's called the Villa. Okay. And get the Chris combo. Okay. It's the best sandwich that you've ever had. It is like absolutely amazing. If you don't like it, save the other half for me. I'll swing by and get it.
Speaking of Chris combos, stay right there. Someone's at my front door. I don't know who's. Maybe I'm getting a sandwich delivered, but hold on. Keep going. Keep telling me more about this stuff. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to
telling you more. There's people at the door. You need a Ring camera. Okay. Then in my video, I talk about mortgage rates. I talk about inventory, but I keep that very brief. I keep it at the end. And I'm usually like, hey, if that was all you wanted, go ahead. I want to talk a little bit about mortgage rates. We're hovering in the mid sixes right now. And the expectation is that we're going to stay there for a while. Inventory is still rising. The industry is very secular, meaning that we're going to see inventory rising into the summer because that's when people typically like to move. Okay, that leveled out a little bit during the COVID years, those 4 years around, 2022 to 2022 to 2020, 2021 to 2025 basically started to phase out. And then it was very linear because people were moving because they wanted to get away and they thought maybe we're going to be like this forever. And they didn't have the requirement to go into the office. There was a lot of great stuff. So it was really easy. Did you get the sandwich?
All right. Sorry about that.
Where's the sandwich?
It was Amazon. It's vitamins. So obviously no sandwich, unfortunately.
Got it. Okay.
But
so
I did need those vitamins. Anyways.
Yep. Anyway. So we talked about how I end out that video, Greg, and I think the important part is I do this weekly. Okay, right. Now a lot of my videos, I use AI to create the first part, and I do the intro and the extra.
Outro.
I'm exiting.
I'm outroing. I'm exiting.
I don't go up the ladder to the chicken butt, and I don't outro.
Actually, I have a shirt that used to say, "What's up, chicken butt?" with the chicken in an arrow.
We say that to our kids all the time. All right, Greg, we are coming in on 35 minutes, and I know that you and I could talk about this for hours and hours. The good news is that offers are flying across desks today, and I am getting ready to send out 2 offers, 2 different clients, and that's what I am going to focus on. And I am going to treat the rest of my day like a podcaster, Greg, and like an influencer. And the way I'm going to do that is I am going to work my butt off, because if you think all of this stuff is not work, it's all work. The videos are work. It could be fun work,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Even with AI, it's still work, right? Now AI can help you post
it's
and
not bad work. I mean, we're not
no.
talking about taking gunfire, getting stabbed, walking over glass with bare feet here. I mean, we're talking about some pretty stinking simple shit to do. Go out there, record something, say you like it, post it. End of freaking story. I mean, just start.
So Grev, I have an anecdote for you because you say that we're not out there fighting with guns. I had an appointment again, first appointment with a new Zillow lead. They encourage you to get out there and visit the house, and we walk in, and I'm showing the guy and his wife around, and he takes off his jacket, and he's got a pistol on his hip and a shoulder harness. And I'm like, this is in the heart of Cupertino. And I'm like, I just have to ask. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he whips out, he's like, I work for a government agency. And here's the best part, Greg.
Oh boy.
The ID he showed me was a badge, and all the stuff that showed his PII was covered by the badge, and it just showed his first name. He's like, yeah, we're not.
You are literally out there fighting crime as you are.
Oh, dude, I wasn't fighting anything. I was ready to run.
You should be actually standing next to that guy. But anyways, different story for different days. Guys, go out there, think like a podcaster, create it. Just start pushing the content out. Stop getting in your effing way, please. It doesn't hurt you to get out there and just say hello and just go after it and just say, hey, look, guys, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm doing. I mean, I did a yesterday video that's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views on my story about me changing blades on the 2 different sit-down lawnmowers here on the property I'm staying at right now. Guys, it's simple stuff. If hundreds and hundreds of people watch it and you can see who's watching, who's not, all of a sudden you become relevant to a whole new group of people who watch stories on videos about how to change lawnmower blades. It's not bad. It's still relevant to real estate because you're talking about property and you're giving the valuable information. Hey, if you guys got a sit-down mower in this area, these are the blades you should be looking at, blah, blah, blah. Now you became a talking point on another subject matter. It's true. Tell me I'm wrong.
Not wrong.
I'm not wrong. All right. On that not being wrong segue, Michael, what are your final thoughts? And we'll get the heck out of here.
My final thoughts. We appreciate everyone in our audience. Please be sure to like, subscribe, watch our videos, learn something, and try these things out. Play with the AI, play with the video. Just try it. If it really doesn't work for you at the end, then have a discussion.
Yeah.
Let's have a talk. Let's figure out why.
Go be amazing, you incredible meat suit humans. I love you all to pieces. We can't do it without you. Like, follow, subscribe, interact, do something. Go change your life for the better, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Boom. Peace. Love you. Bye.